We're here with Gina and Rick from GDP Promos. Thanks for joining us. So Rick, tell us about GDP Promos and what you do.
Well, we're a promotional products company, and we provide solutions for any customer that comes in or clients that come in and need branded products, whether it's merchandise, apparel, promotional needs, marketing needs. We have in-house capabilities, and we also work with factories all over the world.
Excellent. So Gina, who are your clients?
Well, our clients range from the small electricians to air conditioning companies to the large cruise lines, banks, port agents, a multitude. Anyone that would like to provide a gift or promotional item to their clients is who we will deal with.
Great. So let's talk a little bit about the last 2 years, right? And what has happened. So the challenges that maybe your company has faced throughout the pandemic, and how have you overcome them?
We were fortunate in 2019. Business was wonderful. Our cruise line clients were doing great. People were going to hotels, traveling. So everything was looking good. When March came along and the cruise line stopped sailing and no one went out to festivals, events, and everyone held back, we were in trouble. There's no doubt. We did have a company reserve, but it's like a rainy day fund. How long is it supposed to rain? In our case, it rained for almost 2 years. So in March, we decided to pivot a little bit. We opened up our manufacturing to smaller people that wanted to start their own companies, because we can do all the in-house decoration, whether it's fiber lasering or CO2 lasering, direct-to-garment printing. So we helped smaller people get started, or at least help feed their families. Then, after about 4 months, I knew that things were getting a little bit rough. I had worked with 3 different banks in the past, some very large banks, and then a community bank. I kept calling the larger banks thinking they would help me, but they weren't coming to work. No one was in the lobby. I said to my neighbor, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. She happens to work at Seacoast Bank. She said, have you called Seacoast Bank? And I said, I didn't think about it because they're a community bank. She said, that's right, we're here for the community. So I picked up the phone, and about 8 o'clock at night, I called Seacoast Bank, and Patty Patty works at the bank. She called me back at 8 o'clock in the morning. I left a message 8 at night, 8 in the morning, Patty calls me. I explained that we would like some help, and she said, let me see what I can do. Within 48 hours, I had all of the paperwork. She held my hand filling it out. Within 72 hours, we had our first PPE, payroll protection, in our bank account. I never saw anything like that. So I said to Rick, okay, keep going. We can keep going thanks to Seacoast. Well, 4 months later, we still didn't have everything back online. Hospitality wasn't back. Ships weren't back. And Patty called me and said, are you guys okay? I said, we need some help. She said, okay, we have another round. Here's the paperwork. She helped me fill it out, and lo and behold, we got our second round. So we were able to sustain. We're in an 8,000 square foot building in Jupiter. We have our clients stock floor to ceiling. A lot of companies had gone out of business. So what happened is we kept moving in other suppliers' stock. Our clients were saying, please, can you help us? We have nowhere to move this stock. So we were packed solid. Then one day the landlord comes in and he says, well, I have some news. Yeah, what kind of news? The building's been sold. I said, well, what does that mean for us? You might want to think about finding another place. And if any of you know about the commercial space in Florida right now, it is so difficult to find anywhere. Everything is being taken up. So I spent weekends, my husband and I, we drove everywhere, Saturday, Sunday, nighttime. And even if we could find a place to lease, the leasing costs were getting more than we could bear. Someone had come to me and said, there's a little building around the corner that might be for sale. I said, I don't know how that can affect us, because how can we buy a building? we're just this promotional products company. We're good. We believe in us. But will anybody else to give us a loan? My friend said, call Seacoast Bank. So I called Seacoast Bank again, and I talked to Sarah. She said, ask me a couple of questions. I answered the questions, and basically I was desperate. I said, I have nowhere to go. We're a small business. Everyone is getting eaten up by large companies, but what's in it for us? Where are we going to go? And I said, if you're really part of this community, you need to help us. Next thing I know, I get a phone call from Zed, the most wonderful man in the world. He said, I got you. He said, I'm going to send you paperwork. Stay with it. Just don't give up. I said, we have no choice. We can't give up. I filled out the first round of paperwork, and I thought, that was easy. He said, okay, you passed step 1. Step 2, another set of paperwork. Every night I was doing paperwork. Every day we're working because now business is coming back and everything's getting better. Next thing I know, and this is in a time span of only 30 days. From start to finish, we were able to get approved for a loan from Seacoast Bank in 30 days, great interest rate. And then closing day came, and what I can honestly say is that here I'm never done this before. We have an attorney, we have the other side, but Zed came with me to closing. And when you have a stack of papers like this in front of you and you have to sign them all, every question I had, Zed was so smooth, and he knew every answer, and it was wonderful, actually. I never felt so good in my life that I had so much support from a bank, a community bank that I honestly didn't believe did commercial loans or things like that for companies of our type. So now business is wonderful. We're moving along. We've moved in, and now we have a lot of work. It's called return to service, and everyone's going back to work. So about 3 weeks ago, Zed called and he said, how's it going? I said, we're really, really, really busy. He said, how's your cash flow? I said, well, we're monitoring very carefully. We have to be careful. And he said, don't stop. Keep going. He said, I got you. And now we have a nice line of credit so that we don't have to say no to our clients. And no one, after the past 2 years, no one wants to say no to their client. And life is good, and we're very fortunate. And if it weren't for Seacoast Bank, I don't know where we would be. We couldn't fit in the garage. Believe me, I measured it. We measured 40-foot containers. And they're amazing. And the people there are amazing. And I'm grateful, and I'm thankful, and humbled.
I love that. And it sounds like Seacoast was right there to hold your hand through these uncharted territories. So I guess my final question is what's next for GDP Promos, and how do you see Seacoast playing a role in that?
Well, it's hearing Gina's story and understanding what we've been through for the last 2 years and having Seacoast there holding our hands along the way. On my side, seeing what the owners of our company have dealt with and sacrificed, even personally, to be able to take care of us, their employees, and continue to feed our families, it was so awesome to see. And I remember the day when she said we got approved. I mean, the multiple days that we've got help from Seacoast, and being able to see like this burden lifted off of her. And here's somebody who, and I've never told her this, but here's somebody who's like constantly sacrificing for us and helping us, and now someone came and helped her. And that was, for us, for the staff, that was like, thank goodness, because here we are trying every day, but she has responsibilities and pressures that we might not understand. And so what's next for GDP with Seacoast? Sky's the limit. We're excited for the future. Like she said, we don't have to say no. We have so much opportunity, so many clients coming our way, and we have the support of Seacoast Bank and to be able to continue to provide the services and the products and the ideas that we can to our customers.
Excellent. Well, as we finish up, any final thoughts?
Well, there is. Forgot to mention when we were going through the process of being approved, Seacoast Bank came to our building and they spent the day with us and they wanted to see how we do what we do and how we could love it so much. And they believed in us so much that actually now Seacoast is a client of ours. And we have just launched their web-based platform for all of their consumer promotional items, their uniforms, their polos. So in the community, it really is a win-win. Seacoast helps us, and now we have a chance to pay it back or pay it forward and provide the products for Seacoast and their associates and their clients. So we couldn't be happier. We're so happy.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for GDP Promos. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.